Recycling is becoming an ever more important part of people's lives. The Throwaway Society is steadily becoming the Reduce, Reuse and Recycle Society. Ever-increasing awareness of the need to conserve the Earth's material and energy resources, combined with concern about growing evidence of the human contribution to global warming, is leading us all to change the way we live. Merseyside Recycling and Waste Authority has responsibility for the treatment and disposal of waste in the Liverpool City region, on behalf of the local authorities in the area. This work includes disposing of the content of bin collections, providing household waste recycling centres around the region, as well as promoting waste prevention, reuse and recycling at a grassroots level.
My name's Carl Beer. I'm the Chief Executive of the Recycling and Waste Authority of Merseyside. So I think we've seen a really big transformation on Merseyside. You know, if you compare to what Merseyside was like 10 years ago in recycling, but I think we're on the cusp of another transformation. You know, in the past we perhaps thought we were doing well if we just recycled. But actually there's a couple of things you can do before recycling which are even better for the environment. So they're the waste prevention type activities and the reuse activities. It's far more sustainable to try and pass something on, clothes or furniture or white goods, to other people to use than it is to simply shred them up or into metal and remelt that metal or remelt the glass or whatever it might be. If the Liverpool City region can retain more value from the stuff that is circulating in the economy, then it can retain jobs. It can even create jobs in the reuse economy.
I think the country has become a big throwaway society, and I think a lot of waste can be prevented through the reuse rather than scrapping it. I promote the reuse more.
But because today's society doesn't really hang on to clothes like yesterday's society did, when they come in here, they're practically new.
It is pre-loved furniture, and as soon as it comes into the shop, it's still getting that love and care off us here.
There's always value in any bicycle, regardless of the condition that it's in. If it's not beyond repair, then, you know, we will put it to good use.
Merseyside Recycling and Waste Authority has been supporting a range of community initiatives, finding innovative ways to reuse and recycle where people live.
We think these community level, ground up level projects are fantastic value for money. They are teaching people how to reduce the amount of waste that they create, what to do with the waste that they create, and they're often putting it back into things they can do within their own house. They can reuse some stuff, or they can give it to neighbours or charities. So we see the community level projects as the future. The idea of big authority services and the council providing everything for communities, I'm afraid, you know, the money isn't there for councils to do this in the same way anymore, and communities are actually better placed sometimes to sort their own community out and help their own community. And I think Liverpool City Region's got a fantastic track record of community-led projects.
We work with two groups of people. One is young unemployed people that are based in and around the Widnes area. We work with them for 10 weeks on a training programme. We also donate half of the furniture that we create to the local community to residents that are identified as most in need.
We are committed to the regeneration of Birkenhead through the community's own efforts. We're not a rich organisation and we don't work in a rich community. So we kind of work on the basis that if we need anything, then we need to do it ourselves.
I'd say 98% of what we do in the activity room is recycled, everything. And the motivation is that you can teach the women skills that they didn't realise they had. Because without a doubt, every woman that comes into the centre, when you ask them, what are you good at, they say nothing. And they're constantly surprised at what they can turn their hand to.
As community projects help change attitudes to reuse and recycling, what does this mean for households in the Liverpool City region?
Our promotional strapline is Merseyside, a place where nothing is wasted. And that's true whether you're a business or a household or an individual. If you think about it, waste shouldn't exist. It's valuable material and somebody somewhere will be very grateful to receive it. And I think if you think that way about this stuff that we throw out, then you will transform the way your household deals with it. You know, if we can end up where a household doesn't really throw anything in the residual bin, it's all reused or recycled.
I do believe that recycling is very important and reusing. In this house, if something's finished with but fit for purpose, it goes to a charity shop or we pass it on to somebody else who can use it. We try and recycle as much as we can, we try and reuse as much as we can. It saves a lot of money and it saves the environment, and if we all did our little bit by bit, it would get better, and it becomes a way of life. It's automatic. That goes in that bin, that goes in that bin. It's automatic.
I think it's really important to recycle, but really kind of recycling's the last stage of the process of dealing with stuff you no longer want. For me personally, I think it's better if you can think about what you're buying before you buy it. Reuse as much stuff as possible, either through mending things that are broken or, you know, sewing or whatever. We're awash with stuff in our society, and most stuff can either be used by somebody else or provides food for other creatures, or can be reused by ourselves. And most of it doesn't take very much time or thought to do that, and it just makes so much more sense than burying it in a hole in the ground.
For more and more people across the city region, reuse and recycling are becoming a way of life. Grassroots organisations are helping drive this change, whilst the household waste disposal services that we are all familiar with have modernised and advanced beyond recognition. This is having economic, social and environmental benefits. Together, we are steadily moving to a more sustainable way of living.